2025 has been a down bad year for Dusty Brittany Renner. Converting to Islam, marrying Kevin Gates, actually it's a shady marriage, then getting divorced, getting cheeks clapped, and going back to the streets must be difficult. But not all is bad. And as much as we want to clown Brittany Renner for being, well, pretty much unintelligent about her lifestyle and unaccountable, there's something to be learned here. And that is because as down bad as Brittany Renner is, she's not nearly as down bad as Kevin Gates is. And this is important, all right? And obviously, I know what guys are going to say. You choose the kind of guys that you want to be with. And that's also true. But if you're smart enough to get out of a situation, you do deserve some level of credit. And I want to talk about Kevin Gates because he's a crafty kind of dude. Big personality, very persuasive. I can see exactly why he has so much good luck with women. And he's already back on the streets with somebody else.
She just agreeing to everything you say, as she should. As she should, buddy. Who the want to argue? I don't want to argue with nobody. Like, I don't like, I used to watch my mom and them do that. That shit. I be sleeping. Next thing I know, I hear something slam. I'm jumping up out my sleep. Don't nobody want to be arguing. I never do that to my kids. Argue in the house while they sleep and shit. She just agreeing to everything you say, as she should. As she should, buddy. Telling you, boy, you better get you one. Hey, y'all running around here, running all of that, man. Y'all better go down bottom, down bottom and get you one, man. I'm telling you.
We can't be.
Man, come on, huh? Who you talking to? This is too much for my life right now. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. I am going home. Nah, but hold on, babe. But you you can't argue me into liking you. As a man, I deal with so much. The last place I want to be is arguing in my own household.
We don't argue. We communicate.
Yeah. Even when I then you know I got my old past traumatic shit where I be like, can we normalize closing the door? Babe, I closed it. Like, damn, babe, my bad. Damn, I forgive me. I say, man, you ain't closed the door. You closed the door. Babe, I'm telling you, I closed it. Like, it's closed. You can go. Here, let me show you. But that's old past traumatic experience. That's past traumas. You know, old programming. You just used to knowing everything about to be a problem. Man, you about to be mad with what I'm about to tell you. No, I'm not, because I love everything that's wrong with you. Come on, let me bathe you. Huh? Who sent you? Who sent you?
Now, guys, if you heard that, Kevin Gates is having some other young lady fall in love. This is the same thing we've seen him do with Dreeka Gates. We've seen Brittany Renner fall for this charm. You know, he seems very convincing, love bombing them, acting like, you know, he's really the man to be with. And what's even funny is the chick in the background actually believes that she has a chance. And this is something about people that just gets me, like, I just stay crying. Y'all just completely forget about everything that they did to the other person in the past, and then your ass feel like you special, only to find out like 2 weeks later, no, you're not special, you're just there for the time being. And this is exactly what Kevin Gates is gonna do. Kevin Gates is a manipulator, master manipulator, a ultimate deceiver, an extremely great liar, and he preys on the weak, okay? This is how he's able to get women to fall into the trap, change the narrative, get them to convert religions. Ultimately, what he's saying, he's not living, so women end up losing respect for him, right? And then ultimately, relationships end. But here's the reason why.
He wanted to get a reaction from his ex. He possibly wanted to get a reality show. He's doing all of this to be able to get what he wanted. She has no power. When a woman vibrates the lowest, a lot of times women are dealing with men who are out of their league. And I mean out of their league spiritually. When you really understand human interaction is just an exchange of energy. And there are people who are stronger energetically. So when they get with somebody else, they ciphering your energy. They just draining you. And once they get what they need up out of you, they're going to discard you.
Now, this lady says that some women are not equally yoked with the man spiritually and Once he don't have a reason for you, he can discard you. And I think that's what Kevin Gates was trying to do with Brittany Renner. Kevin Gates really never had a strong, serious interest in Brittany Renner. But not only that, he never had a strong, serious interest in Dreeka Gates. And if you notice that Kevin Gates is so toxic that neither Brittany Renner nor Dreeka Gates even speak on his name. They don't even talk about him. And I don't think it's because they got respect for him. That's just plain out disgust. And again, Brittany Renner can get roasted up, talked about, and she is deserving of everything she's getting. But something is to be said here, is that she at least found out that that situation was going nowhere, and at least she stayed down bad by herself. Because I'm going to be honest, I usually don't say this. Y'all know I have manosphere history. But the I can do bad all by myself thing, I typically don't believe in that when it comes to women. Now, obviously, yes, in some cases, but typically women by themselves, especially in the Black community, don't always do better. Usually they don't. Women typically need to be protected and have communities built for them. It's just easier for them to be able to flourish that way. But in the case of Kevin Gates, hell to the yes. You can do better by your damn self. And I'm not trying to simp. Listen, guys, stop the show. Now, let's assume that Brittany Renner is your daughter, okay? And this is how I'm looking at it at age, I'm 44. I'm not simping here. Imagine this is your daughter, this is your niece, this your mom, whoever else. She dealing with a dude like Kevin Gates, okay? Kevin Gates, who's probably, I don't know, down bad, indirectly insane. Your daughter falls in love with this dude. Now, I know what you're trying to do. You trying to tell her, nah, watch out for him, boo. You can do better. But no, she's underneath the spell, player. There's nothing that you can do about that. It's over, right? You see this. You know it's not. You know it's down bad, okay? And somehow your daughter, your mama, whatever person, your female friend, wake up and says, I need to get out of here because this ain't working out. That means that person is somewhat mature. Now, I'm not trying to say that person is not down bad. I'm not trying to say that person is not an idiot. I'm saying that person is smart enough to know that it's not going to go nowhere. Now, obviously, nobody's going to deal with Brittany Renner seriously, but we could give her some credit for getting out of a bad situation. You want to know why? Because now you got a new chick in the bad situation. And let me tell you exactly why this stuff happens. Fast forward. Unfortunately, this is a strong advantage for men, okay? If you are Kevin Gates, if you are doing very well, and as long as your bad behaviors and your effery is not strong enough for you to lose your status, you will continue to be able to do this almost forever, okay? Now, with somebody like Brittany Renner and her bad behavior, well, it's obvious that Brittany Renner's then fell off the face of the earth when it comes to the dating market, right? She still looks nice, but nobody want to put up with that. Not nobody that she want to deal with. But if you're a dude and you got your stuff together, you can afford to be like Kevin Gates. And it's not something I recommend, but if you're in Kevin Gates' situation, you can afford to do exactly that, because somebody is dumb enough to still sign up for it, all right? And this is a unfair power for guys, because it just goes to show you the real difference between successful men and women in the dating market. You have women out there who will say, look, Kevin Gates, yeah, I know he's with Brittany Renner. I know he did Dreeka Gates wrong. And Dreeka Gates is very feminine from what I can see. Beautiful lady. I think almost every dude, from what we know of her, would want to have Dreeka Gates. But Kevin Gates, she even divorced him, all right? Brittany Renner, I can understand that. But women are willing to sign up as long as they get a chance. But not everybody's gonna sign up for Brittany Renner. And what it means is women gotta be very, very cautious of who they really choose long-term. Of course, we already know this, but men, once you hit, you start doing well for yourself, you get there, you got a lot of opportunities to get it right. Like, you have dudes who realize, let's say like George Foreman. George Foreman admitted to beating his wife. And he understood how wrong that was. And he got it right. You know, he eventually got remarried and stuff like that. But one of the reasons why he was probably able to continue to get it right was because he's George Foreman. He got a chance to get more opportunities. And even when he got, more money and more access, he stayed with his wife. But that's the one thing that men can do. You can eventually get it right. Like, look at Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was like 52 when he blew up and started making a lot of money. All the issues he had in his past, or in his life before, it really didn't matter because he's on now, right? But women don't have that opportunity as much as men do. This is what continues to hurt women all the time, and they need to understand it, because a guy like Kevin Gates, there's no way to really be held accountable for what he's doing, because if he if somebody is still willing to deal with that, and he ain't gonna know that he needs to change. And that's the situation even with a lot of fine women, like Instagram models, bad chicks, looking good, entitled. One dude leave, another dude come. They don't know when they don't know until the wall comes. The difference is with men, as long as you popping, the wall ain't gonna ever come. You can be like 50, 60, 70 years old, so you never learn, you know? And you may die before you ever learn. And unfortunately, that's bad, but that's just the God's honest truth. Men have a longer run and can afford to basically make mistakes longer than women can. So I think that Brittany Renner, in this case, deserves at least some credit. Not all the credit, because yes, she is exceptionally down bad, but I will give her credit for leaving the situation. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy OJ Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all you do. Grab the bell. We out.